Trust but verify. Hi, Dean Jenkins with FollowMeTrades.com, and this is the market update for the week coming up of April 23rd, 2018. And I say trust but verify. Of course, it's a quote from Ronald Reagan back when we were negotiating arms reductions with the Soviet Union. And it seems apropos to the situation today. There's some initial cautious optimism about the announcement from North Korea that they're willing to back down a little bit, and the idea of trust but verify seems to be appropriate to that situation. We'll see how the markets react when they open Monday. But currently we've got the S&P 500 chart up, and what we see is a pretty clear pattern here in the market at a very key decision point. And let me get my pen going here. So the big move down in early February, that's a low. Went back up to a lower high, went to a new low under the 200 moving average. And this is the definition of a downtrend, and we see now it's pulled up right to the Ichimoku cloud and has reversed again. So the expected pattern would be for this to continue down, and if we get a conclusive close below the 200 moving average, before about this level here, this downtrend could continue and looks like it could get bigger. We have to verify this as well. So I think trust but verify applies to trading. Absolutely. We see patterns forming. We want to see conclusive evidence of it continuing. And that's how I base all my trades, is on evidence, the realities of price movement. And all the fundamental information, all the news absolutely matters. But the reality is how the overall market participants are responding, what their current sentiment is, whether it's pessimistic overall or optimistic. So we will see we're at a key decision point as it is hitting and reversing off of the Ichimoku cloud here, and we'll see if there's some follow through to the downside. Conversely, if we break through the cloud definitively, then we're probably on to some new highs. So I've got a couple articles I wanted to point to that I think really make good cases. Really for good cases for some things to watch for the near term and really the rest of the year. The first article is from MarketWatch, and the headline is "Stock Market Investors Brace for Months of Political Uncertainty as the Midterms Approach in November." And some commentators are speculating that there's not going to be any more meaningful legislation between now and the midterms. We'll have to wait and see if that's true or not. But the subtitle here, "A divided government could mean less policy impact on stocks, but not less volatility." I think that's a good comment. I think we should expect to see continued volatility in the market. And again, we may pick a direction pretty soon, up or down, based on where the S&P 500 breaks above or below the cloud. But either direction, we probably should expect more, not less volatility. So that's a pretty good comment. And then Forbes article on earnings, and the interesting thing, they make a point here that 8 of the 30 Dow components have announced earnings, and even with good results, the overall results from those 8 were not that great. And this font is probably kind of small, you can't see it, but this coming week we have 12 more of the S&P 500 component companies reporting earnings. 6 on Tuesday, 6 more on Wednesday, and into Thursday. So by the end of the week, we'll have 2/3 of the Dow 30 having reported. And so that will absolutely matter, and we'll have to see if, again, good results don't result in a substantial move up in the market, indicating that people are very, very skeptical and trust and verify, and maybe concerned about political policy and geopolitical things. So the comment, "Expect more volatility, continued volatility," I think is absolutely correct. So we're trading very carefully in the picks we're taking with FollowMeTrades.com, being very selective, still getting good results. And we're finding the best results in individual companies that really aren't moving with the index, but are kind of dancing to their own drumbeat and have their own trends going on, and where setups are clear and there's clear evidence. And again, look for it, trust it, but verify the price pattern, and take trades where we have a high probability, an edge in the outcome, and of course managing risk as we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at oil and gold as always. The oil rally continues. It's been impressive. It's at, I think, 4-year highs we closed out the week at a 68.40 on crude oil continuous contract futures here. Price target is to get between $71 and $80. And I've seen several headlines that say, hey, the Saudis want $100 oil. It's probably true. So do all oil producers, right? But price is determined by supply and demand, not by the wishes of the producers. Certainly there are mechanisms, and OPEC and some other participants have been working in concert to cut back supply in order to drive up price. And the U.S. has been a thorn in the side by increasing production. That all said, the reality here is that we're in a pretty nice uptrend in oil, and we got a pretty clear price target, and it looks like it's going to continue up into that target. So good news for investors in energy and in oil, and a little bit bad news at the pump. We're seeing some pretty high prices there. Let's go ahead and take a look at gold. Precious metals as a whole have my attention. There seems to be some flight to quality going on. Not really seeing it in the gold futures. It is in an uptrend, but it's been a little bit stagnant for the last several weeks. Other individual precious metal companies and silver have my attention, and we're taking some trades in that. And we could see, if the S&P 500 breaks and begins heading down, we could see then a pretty good substantial jump in gold and in other precious metals. That's been the historic pattern. Well, that's it for this week. We're still at key decision levels. There's still indecision, and again, we should expect continued volatility. We will be very selective in the trades we take. All right, as always, I value your feedback, your questions, your comments. Please take a moment to post them on the website here on the market update. Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next update. And if something new and important breaks, I'll send out an update before next week. All right, take care. Trade safe. Keep your winners big and your losers small.